as we're about to cross the midway point, we are going to follow this incredible match that is being played between Hexamind and Vishy Anand. Freedom, who plays for Freedom. Both of these teams, they're heavyweights. They're expected to qualify, finish in the top 4 to qualify for the next stage. And here we see on our screens Vishy Anand just jumping in with a knight to the center. It's going to be a very strategical battle here. There we're going to see Levon Aronian target the center, and very, very classical.
D5 pawn, and okay, Levon just casting bishop f6, very nice. Again, you know, everything directed towards the center. That pawn on d4.
Yes.
Very calm so far.
Well, it still can get very sharp. It depends on what Levon Aronian wants to do. And there you're seeing that he is putting immediate pressure in the center. He wants Vishy to take a decision to capture the pawn. And there is even more pressure against the c5 pawn. So will Vishy finally budge and liberate the bishop on b2? And sure enough, the trades are being made, and White's whole strategy is to play against Black's lone pawn there in the middle of the board. So the more minor pieces that get traded off, well, the better it is going to be for Levon Aronian. And I really like the way Levon has been playing.
So I was going to say, I feel Vishy is actually very comfortable here. That's my impression, because after, for example, knight takes, yeah, he's played it. Then an exchange of bishops on b2, that's right. And I think Vishy will play the queen out, probably to f6, to attack the knight on b2. Okay, he's played queen a5, also very nice. Looking at the pawn on a2 and guarding the pawn on d5, and the rook comes to d8. I feel that with the knight on e4, I don't think this isolated queen pawn, my feeling is it shouldn't be a weakness. It does support that beautiful knight on e4.
This is what Levon is planning. After those trades and minor pieces, he's simply going to be blockading the advance of this lone pawn, and once he does that, then it's going to be all about control of the open lines. And the rook on c1 is beautifully placed. So Anand, he's definitely equal, but he has to play very actively here. He cannot put a foot wrong, because otherwise the weakness on d5 will start to tell. And then we're going to be seeing trades.
It's funny, I'm not quite so pessimistic. I feel that Black should be absolutely fine here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Vishy has exchanged, actually. I thought simply rook c8. And b5. Okay, so this is what he has.
Reason.
Yeah, a concrete reason.
Yeah.
So basically the knight is misplaced. And I think Black is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I do think that finding those moves, such as b5, finding that activity, is something that Black had to do. You can't just play like natural moves like h6 or whatever it is. You had to play with purpose, and then see b5, challenge the knight, but where's it going to go? If it steps forward, well, the queen on a5 is eyeballing the pawn on a2.
And it looks absolutely fine for Black here. Could put the knight back on c3. I think we're going to get a trade of pawns. I'm predicting a draw.